G'day viewers, how we doing? Train Sim World 3. I know I don't normally start it that way, but I thought I would, since you could see it come up. Now excuse me, because I've just finished dinner, I'm still setting up, and I need to do just a couple of little things. I need to make sure I can actually see you guys for a start, because right now, I wouldn't know if anyone was watching. That's okay. Looks like frames are good. Looks like levels are okay. Looks like I've got an echo. We fixed that. Done. Right then. Come on. You can do it. So, what do you reckon? It's the beast. It's on. It's finally here. Xbox and PlayStation people should be getting it right about now and downloading it if they weren't smart enough to download it up front. Did they do that? There's a good question. So I asked you guys in a post what you wanted to watch. And the answer came back of kind of everything. Everything. Hello, Dave Randall. Good morning to you too. It's good evening for me. So people want to watch everything. So let's start with, and I'll do a little of each thing. So not a whole lot, because I am on duty on the railway in 11 hours time. So it won't be a really late one. Let's have a look for a start at, I don't know, let's start with Southeastern high speed, I think. So you've seen all the menus and the user interface and stuff, so won't jump into them. What about we start with the 395? Why not? So there I could have chosen a livery if I had one, but I don't have one. Let's do something a bit early in the morning. What about, when does the sun come up in September in Britain? Let's try 6:34. Why is that phone making all that noise? Let's just go into Do Not Disturb. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's try 6:34. No, it's 6:23. Let's see if this is early enough. And we'll leave dynamic weather turned on. We'll start with clear. That sounds like a good idea. And in we go. Hello, Florian. How are you? Welcome. Now, I'm just going to turn my headphones down so I don't yell at you. Hopefully, how's the game sound, folks? Is it high enough? Hopefully it is. Hello, Vivity. Welcome. So, let me wake this thing up if I can remember how. Master key on. Whoop, wrong way. Rail driver into forwards. Bleepy, 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 bleepy. Just organised the rail driver so it's on a much better angle for me, because just had dinner. Because I'm really organised today. That's okay. It's all good. You're going to be patient because you want to see this stuff. Alright, first up. Alright, train's ready to go, so let's just unlock the doors. Let's go outside. So we have our new characters. Don't worry about that little pause you just saw. It happens right at the start of everything. It doesn't seem to happen again. So we have new faces, and they keep walking into me and pushing me away. Let me go and let me follow this lady. There we go. New faces. They are so much better. Like, they're really, really quite good. Quite impressive. And they do just stare at you sometimes, like this one was. She's sick of me now. Alright, you want to look at trains, don't you? Trains. Let's go look at trains. So, outside probably doesn't look that much different, and we're undercover. So it won't seem all that much different. Now, one thing you'll notice, it's full. And we've got lots of new hairstyles. How did I get out here? What's going on? Someone bumped into me, didn't they? Pushed me out. Bloody passengers. We've got hats, which are just a tad shiny sometimes, but you kind of get used to it. Lots of new faces. Back out there again. I think it might... Is it time to drive? It's almost time to drive. 7 seconds. We should be ready to go. I haven't turned on TPWS or anything like that, so I should. KVB... Normal, there we go. TPM, normal. That's all this one's got, actually. That's all we need. Alright, let's lock the doors and get out of here. I won't talk while it takes off so you can hear it because it does have new sounds. Right. Are we ready? I'll go outside. I better go to it. There we go. No, wrong end. Got the right lights? Oh no, I better fix that too. Lights, 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 lights. Lights. Marker lights. Day running. There we go. No, not night running. Day running. Headlights are cool now. You can see them. Okay, let's just sit there. Sound good? Did I set the reverser back to off when I bumped the rail driver? I did, didn't I? Right, there we go. Come on, move. You know you want to. Oh, did I not lock the doors? What a Waldo. I thought I locked the doors. Clearly not. Now they're locked. Now let's try it. Better do another horn, it's been a while. Oh, what? Close the circuit breaker? No, you're fine. Just drive. Go. Oh dear. Do you know, this is a change that's happened today. I haven't had to do this for the other things, so we want... That's fine. And we're not on DC, we're on AC. Let's press that twice. Pantograph up. Right, now let's try it. There we go. Woo. Hello, crazy killer. Now, if I look down at the dash, and I look back up, it adjusts. Now, to me, inside the cabs, it's still maybe a little bit bright, looking out. But when you're outside, it's a bit of a different story when you come out into the sun. Hey, look at that, my door's open. Maybe I should close that, eh? Did I even open that one? Am I going too fast? Alright, train. You can relax now. We throttled off. Now, you just noticed, this train kills you if you go too fast. There you go. Yeah, drop the brakes off, and away we go again. I'll behave myself this time. I was looking at the speed up there going, I can do that. Let me turn on the HUD for you guys actually so you can see what's going on. I normally don't run it. So what I think we'll do is about just 10 minutes of each train sound. Here's our first tunnel, sort of. This is a nice quiet cab, but let's pop outside or open. Can we open windows in this? No, let's just pop outside. The early morning light does look quite nice. This wasn't quite early enough to show off the really brilliant red skies. Hello, Mark B. Welcome. So you know, it's a nice quiet cab, but out here, pretty cool. Now we better get back in. We're going into a tunnel. How fast are we allowed to go? Almost at the 200 mark. Now allowed to do 80. There we go. Up to 80. And away we go. We're allowed up to 200 now. Notice something about the headlights in a tunnel. You can see with them. Oh, excellent, Mark B. I like your style. We're all on Southeastern high speed. That's excellent. I'm actually on this one because it's the one I've played the least, to be honest, because there's quite a few Brits in the beta group, so I knew it would be very well covered. I concentrated on Cajon and Castle Würzburg. I'd go and visit our passengers, but I sillily turned on safety systems. So we'll have to stay out here. So I'll just keep an eye on the time, and at about 18 past or so, 18 past 19, 20, somewhere around there, we'll change over to one of the other trains on Southeastern high speed. And we'll run a part of the route that's not a tunnel, but I deliberately wanted to leave St Pancras from here because I wanted you to see the headlights work. Because to me, this is cool. Heading off to Stratford International, which is a platform that we had before. Going just a tad quick. And we've got to come down to 100 kilometres an hour at 1.6 miles. Isn't that strange? I believe the reason is because it crosses the border, so it runs in kilometres. Dropping down, we've been asked to do 160, so I'm just slowing down so we don't get a penalty. Now what's interesting, when I first played this I thought that's too quiet in the cab, and then I watched some cab ride videos and I thought no, it's not. Now as we run this stream, in fact right now one of them should be just about to premiere. If you want to watch the trains without me talking, there's going to be four premieres coming up. Oops. Too fast. Let me get away with it. You're not going to let me get away with it, are you? I wanted to shoot out of the tunnel in an impressive glow of light, but no, we're going to slide out of the tunnel slowly. Oh well. Oh well. It's all good. We'll see the same effect. Can I go now? Let me reset. Well, this might be time to change trains then, because I've clearly broken it. It won't let me reset. Alright, time to change trains. I wanted to show you a tunnel, but that's okay. So, menu, totally different, but you've probably seen it enough in the streams. And that's just me turning on safety systems and not really knowing how to use them, by the way. Alright, back into Southeastern high speed. Let's have a look at the 465 this time, perhaps. 465-9. There we go. I've deliberately not got any liveries on. 10 o'clock, why not? So Gravesend's right down that end of the route. Yeah, that's okay. Is that part of the new bit? Let's go down to Gillingham, Rochester. That'd be a good one to do. It's a nice little short one. We'll do this one. And let's have dynamic weather, but let's start with lightning storm. Why not? So this is cool. You can still have dynamic weather, but set what you want. Or you can go back and set the weather manually if you want to and just have the old-fashioned manual weather. Also cool. So how is everybody this evening? Hopefully you're doing well. So let's get this one ready. And I won't be dumb enough to turn on safety systems in this one. Wait for a moment. All of the services now have a setup time. But we're going to keep doing stuff. So we want tail lights off at this end. Headlights day running. Oh, we go for night running because... no, day running will be alright. I'm not going to turn on the safety systems this time. We need our clipboard light, don't we? Surely. No, it doesn't work. Oh, that's because I haven't turned it on yet, Wally. Now it works. See? Watch. Clipboard light. See? Works. And we've got a red signal, so why don't I set the DRA as well. So let's get some... I'm going to open the doors even though it still says wait a moment. And wipers. Wiper mode slow, that looks good. Haven't seen any lightning yet. Hopefully we will. Alright, now we want to go to Gillingham, platform 3. So let's get our doors closed and get out of here. How about a horn for this one? Now this is the one that sounds like a Formula 1 race car. Did I put it into forwards? That's the question. Did I? Did I? Did I? Did I? Did I? Did I? Yeah, it looks like it. Or have I got a door open? Did I open the left doors too? Am I silly? Am I silly? No? Yeah. Why can't I move? Speed set's off, so that's fine. Do you know I've never had trouble driving this one? Oh, be nice to me, train. Don't make this a horrible demo. Don't. Oh, you know why? I'm an idiot. There we go. You're absolutely right, Crazy Killer. Sparks! Oop, didn't go too fast. I want to be naughty. You can just hear some light thunder in the background. Oh no, V for Betty, you're at work and it's ready to go. Oh no. I would have taken the day off, just saying. So what do you think of the sounds? I like driving with the windows open in the quiet cabs. Oops, I think I just opened the door over there, but that's fine. So here's your second tunnel. V for Vitty torture, yes. Going straight through this one. That's his doors closing over there. Stay behind the white lion, people. Here's some of our umbrella people. Wandering along here and I'm stuck on a pole. There we go. When they're in the rain, they put the umbrellas up. And when they go back into the dry spots, they put the umbrellas away again. It's kind of cool. And very glad to see it's not raining in the tunnels anymore. Like that. I appreciate that a lot. Don't know about you, but it's little things like that that I appreciate. We've gone yellow. Oh, you want me to turn on the regenerative brakes as well? There we go. headlights in a tunnel that work. Welcome to Gillingham. Well, that's probably good a segue as any to change trains, because we don't really want to sit here for 5 minutes, do we? Let's go have a look around the station, though. Ah, what we should go and look at, actually. Which end's it at? This end. This end? Or is it the other end? Maybe it's... No, it's this end. Here it is. This is the new level crossing. And this is a new feature. They won't run over you. But I don't want to get out of the way. You should try this. This is kind of fun. Oh, floaty car. Ah, your turn. G'day. Papers, please. Well, I could do that all day, to be honest with you. Why not? Alright, let's go for another train. Back on Southeastern high speed. Staying there for the moment. And let's go into the 375. Now the others feature, so there's rail tours with the Jubilee, and there's the Class 66. So let's just jump into the 375. It's a good crossing to play with. What are we going to do? Let's go even earlier than that other one, because I'd love to see a sunrise. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's do this one. Let's go for clear weather so we can see a nice sunrise. Hopefully, it's not too early or too late. We'll keep refining the time until we get it right. Ooh, we're not quite sunrise. We've got golden hour. That's probably better than it was before. Let's go look around. Oh, let's go get some collectibles, because here's a cool thing. This is not something that's come up in any of the streams. Here's one. You know how when collectibles used to pause? Watch this. No pause. Ooh. How's that light? And don't forget to go to Cajon Pass. Have you got the Cajones for Cajon Pass? And keep an eye out, because on the Cajon Pass route, there's an ad for the juice of the agave, which is a bit of an in-joke, because those of you who remember Brandon Fallon, Pringles, those who remember Brandon Fallon will remember his nickname is Cactus Juice. So you can, in fact, get yourself a glass of cactus juice. Just seems fair. Yes, downloading the DLC is a pain. There's not a lot you can do about that, unfortunately. But I think what they've done is a good thing. Because the way they've done it is you have to tick the DLCs to download them. So you don't have this horrible 450 gig download on day 0. Go look at our passengers in here. The new faces are really cool. There's not so many serial killers anymore. Skin tones are really nice. Still get a bit of weirdness with the hair sometimes, and no, I don't mean pink hair being weird, just the way hair behaves sometimes. I know this shortcut, if you look really closely at it, kind of moves a little bit, but that's okay. It's time to lock the doors, I think. There's new costuming as well, and all the routes have got route-specific costuming. Did I see a ponytail? Men with ponytails. What are you going to do? That's okay. Alright, we should get out of here, shouldn't we? We should drive. Now, if you're thinking of downloading DLC V for Viti, just have a moment of consideration for the beta team who have all the DLC installed, and every day you get that massive download. Sometimes more than once. We've got a red light up here. Weirdly, I'm paying attention. Green light. Off we go. But not too quick. Let's have a bigger view. Hello, Mark B. You're going to tick all the DLC and go to work while they'll download. Remember, it's not just the download. Actually, the first time it'd probably be okay. But when updates come, updating them all is a bit of a pain in the bum. But you guys shouldn't experience that terribly often. The new stronger lighting also yields stronger shadows, if you haven't noticed. I find it pleasant. When you first see it, you're going to think it's too bright. Actually, let's just stop here and we'll let the train run. Because, you know, we want to watch the crossing. Yeah, when you first play, the ambience is really nice, Florian, I agree. When you first play, it's going to feel too bright to you. I really encourage you to spend a little bit of time with it. You know, I have to do it again. Ah, it's funny. Let's do it all day. Back in the train. Let's go. So what do you think of the sounds? And you notice something else? Do you notice something that the wheels aren't? Crazy Killer says his only nitpick on the stream is there appears to be no traffic on the motorway on the new HS1 section. Can't say I noticed, but yeah, I'll go with that. Quiet. Noisy. Which route should we do next? Cajon Pass or Castle Würzburg? Or would you like to see the 66? Because we're coming up on our time for this one. We'll get this into Raynham and stop there. And then how about we jump in the 66? Does that sound good? Flashing yellow, flashing yellow. Can't think whose song that is, but I remember it. Let's see how good the brakes are. Is it going to overshoot? That's the question. think it might. Let's go into the last notch. Still going to overshoot. Whee! Blocking a level crossing. Perfect. It's my personal hobby, that. Alright, let's go and look at the 66. 66 at Who Junction. Okay, let's see what we can find. Well, we'll definitely get to crew. Well, I have to say that I personally don't think it's changed all that much in Steamy. Oh, there's a few. Let's just pick the first one. Who Junction Shunting. That's okay. Who Junction Up Yard to Whitemore Yard. Let's start this one, because that'll be... Shunting's always a little bit slow to get moving. And what about a tiny bit of fog? Why not? And then we can go... We'll go have a look at crew on the... There's a vote for crew. There's a vote for Castle Würzburg. Well, I shouldn't have picked Foggy if you want to see the scenery. It's all active, I know that, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's get this thing set up. If I can remember how. Down here. Turn all the switches on. Get the reverser in. I don't think we have to do anything with the brakes. No, we don't, because if I use the button, I'll be cutting them out. Brakes are now cut in by default. What about some headlights? They're up here somewhere. Daytime. Don't need tail lights. Have them instrument lights. Why not? Don't need cab lights. Don't need to do a brake test. Let's get the window open. Let's get the other window open. Waiting while that pumps up. And away we go. Why are we at the back? There we go. Still pumping the brakes up in the train, I'm guessing. It'll get there. When the brakes release on the train, we'll be all good. So while that's happening, let's just have a bit of a look at the scenery. So was Who Junction this big before? I think this stuff's new. Nice ambient sounds. There's some nice scenarios in Who Junction in the snow. Really quite spectacular. Our train's moving now, we better go and get it. There he is. Just make sure we're not going to run through a red signal anywhere. Ah, looks good. Is our path set properly? This is a manual junction one? No, it's not. Better fix that. There you go. Good thing I remembered. No, front of the train. I'm not sure if they have actually updated the 66 sounds or not. So welcome to Who Junction. I want a notch 8, but, you know, speed limit. To me, the horn's a little quiet, maybe. It's not like the big beastly American horns, but we'll get to them. Yeah, you know it could be. Why don't we try another one? We'll find out. There's a good plan. Let's try the other two. That is possible, Crazy Killer. Oh, and that actually picks up on one of the deficiencies that, one thing I don't like. So whoever it was that accused me the other day of telling you all the things that I do like, well, sometimes there's things I don't like. So we picked the first one. Let's try the second one. And this time we won't do fog, but we'll do the same Who Junction to Whitemore. We'll do that service, same one. And I'll keep it clear so you can see the scenery this time, Crazy Killer. Let's see if this one sounds any different. It did have the brakes set up properly, so... But that might be just endemic to everything now. Actually, you know what? This one sounds a little bit different. And it's set up. So yeah, this might be the new one. And what do the brakes say? Yeah, this looks different, doesn't it? Look at the menus. They look different. Okay. Daytime. And don't need any of those lights. Don't need instrument lights though. Could have instrument lights. Window. What do you think, Crazy Killer? Does it sound different? Release. The dash looks different, doesn't it? That sounds different. Alright, let's give it some fang, but let's go outside and give it some fang. We ready? No, we're not ready. I had not moved the reverser yet. Still pulling on the brakes, but yeah, that sounds pretty good. Let's go to 8. I noticed a few other things are different. The grills above the horns are a lighter colour. And it's nice and dirty. And I better set these points, because right now we're coming up to a red signal. Am I going to make it? Yes! We do still have a red signal. Hopefully I'm not about to blow a red. I'm about to blow a red. Here's my first red. Oh! Saved! Saved! You notice the new driver assist thing? Hello, SRRB. Welcome. And hello, Train Sim World. Yes, definitely enjoying the game. Absolutely. One thing we did discover, Train Sim World, is it's hard to tell which is the right locomotive. Because initially when I started this service, I picked the old one. Yeah, Florian's itching to get going. Let's just run up here and listen to it approach us, and I will shut up while it does that. I should point out I do have motion blur turned on. Yeah, the first one in the list in the selection menu is the old one. The second one is the new one. Oh well. So we're coming up on time to change trains again. And I've got 1 vote for Castle Würzburg, and I've got 1 vote for Crew. It's a EMD power plant SRRB, or do you mean the builder in the game? And I regret it, but I have to come off notch 8 because we're going a little quick. Not to mention we have to come down to 40. Does this one have dynamics? No. A little bit of brake. Let's take it through the notches so you can hear all of them. So we've got one vote for crew, Liverpool crew. We've got one vote for Castle Würzburg, and we've got one vote for Cajon. We're still tied. Two votes for crew. No, V for Bitty. You voted for crew the first time. Two votes for crew. There we go. We're going to be doing Steam next. Now, what do you want? The 6 or the 8? The Jubilee or the 8F? Hey, Jamie. Now we know which version of Train Sim World it is. Alright, let's go and race through this platform. Let's go and jump onto the platform if I can find it. Oh, I ran away from the train. That was silly. Alright, you can watch the back of the train. Here we go. Luxuriate in the back of the train. I was going to jump up on the platform, but... Alright, let's go look at Steam. Who is Jamie? The Jamie. Train Simulator Jamie. Someone doesn't watch your streams, Jamie. Alright, we're going to go to Liverpool crew. And no one's voted, so I'm just going to say we're going to go with the Jubilee. And I'm going to find a service that starts at Runcorn because I like Runcorn. And I'm going to go even earlier in the morning. Where's one that starts for Runcorn? Chester, Acton to Crewe Bridge, Runcorn to Liverpool Lime Street. There we go. 6:11 in the morning. Now you can tell I like that one. I've done it before. Leave dynamic weather as it is. Hello, Jabari White. If you'd voted a moment ago, we would have been in Cajon now. But we're in for a bit of steam. Doors open. Start getting that pumped up. They're open, which is fine. Let's get into forward gear. Leave the brakes on. Hello, fireman. How are you? It's another one of the new faces. Nice bright sunlight. I wish there was a service that was a little bit earlier. So let me just pull back a little so you're not getting drowned out by that safety valve so much. We've got nice dark light on this side. And nice warm light on this side. So this is the new lighting in action. It's almost time to go. Let's just remind our passengers to hurry up. Wait until 6:14. What if I don't want to? You're going to make me, aren't you? Because there's a signal there that's red. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just make it move anyway and I just won't go through the signal. You just start blowing steam everywhere. While that's happening, let's go for a wander through the station. Hello, human. Good morning. You waiting for a train? Wouldn't be any reason you'd hear, would it? Surely? No? Hello. I'm just killing time. Now I'm standing on your head. I'm now standing on the roof. I want to come back and stand on your magic head. Hello. How are you doing? Katoni Shiomi, hello. You have TSW3 and you're stuck on TSW2. What platform are you on? Let's go look in the sheds while we're waiting. See, all the services have a start time now, which is good and bad. If you know how to start the train, it's not so hot. If you don't, it's beautiful. Or if you like doing brake tests and things like that, it's also pretty good. I think there's some new machinery in here. It's like a lathe. Pretty cool. There's definitely some new ambient sounds in here. I wish there were some characters. I wish there was some... Ooh, brazier. No, we can't light them now. Oh, that's right, because I'm on an 8 cam. Silly person. Alright, it's almost time. Okay. Brakes off. Let's go outside and listen to the nasty safety valve. I wish I had more keys to give away, Katoni Shiomi. I will have some more soon, but it's probably going to be a couple of weeks away, I think. And for the people who won the ones I've got, they'll be handed out before the 6th, I believe. This is what I've been told. Now let's just... go up to the other end of this bridge and we'll come and sit up here. We'll just plonk ourselves down here and watch it come through. I think the cab probably look cleaner Mark B because it's got so much nice new light. There are new trains, yes. We've looked at all the old trains so far. We'll be looking at new ones in just a moment. So the 8F hasn't really changed. I'll just come over here so it doesn't run over me. Shadows. I find I really enjoy running services in the early morning and the late evening now for the sunrises and the sunsets. Oh yeah, we should notice something else, shouldn't we? Do you remember the carriage wheels when Spirit of Steam first came out? They weren't as nice as the loco wheels, were they? But they are now. So what do you think? Is it time for Castle Würzburg or is it time for Cajon Pass? Or do you want to just run with the steam for a little while? Now you notice the eye adaptation works a lot the way a digital camera does. You see how we're nice and dark over here. And those carriages that were in the light before went a bit white because it overexposes. So it's more like a digital camera than the human eye, but it's still pretty pleasant. Jabari White wants Cajon. BNSF. We'll bring this one into a stop at Ditton Junction. Well, I might. If I can stop it. And then we'll jump onto Cajon Pass, because we've had 2 people ask for that now. So it'll be time for a large American beastie, and I think we'll go straight into the ES44C4. And we'll make some noise. Alright, you can stop now, honest. I'm doing so well with my platform stops today. Now, is there anything else moving around in the yards? Let's go find out. It doesn't look like we've got much moving. Still the 1950s, not the busiest route. Let's listen to the ambient noise. Now, one thing you notice that's different. Distant blue mist. Nice. Alright, let's make some noise. You know you want to. Feels like time for Cajon. Timetable. What are we going to do? And I know it looks like I've almost done nothing, by the way, but I had to reset my profile when I came out of beta. Why don't we do this one? I'm not going to run the whole thing, and I'm going to leave it set as clear weather for the moment. Yes, isn't that weird? For those who picked up on it, an Australian drinking an American drink. Go weird. Go home or go weird. Or is it go weird or go home? Now, we're in the big ES44C4, and you'll notice brakes are already ready to go. So let's turn on our gauge lights. Not that we need too much. But let's do it. Come on, get on there. Let's turn on our generator field. And before we do anything else, banking comm. Reverse it in now. And into forwards. Let's do some headlights. Go to headlights bright. Now I just know you want me to go outside to do this, but let me get some windows open. G'day mate, just going to open your windows, because you know, you never do anything. Only your mother could love that face. Alright, back in the chair. Big. Let's get rid of the bell because it's annoying. Release the brakes. And I'll step through the notches and I'll be quiet while I do it. Just let it get a bit of movement before I keep going on the notches. Notice the pistons moving on the middle bogie then, because I notched up and we lost traction. Let me notch down. So watch that bogie under the driver. Oop, wrong button. I'll do it when we come out from under the bridge. So I don't know if you saw it move or not there. Let me notch up again and we'll see it move again. Go back straight up to 8. And hopefully we'll lose traction again. It's not going to slip this down because we're going downhill. But it did slip before, so you can rewind it and have a look at those little pistons move if you want to lift the centre wheels. I am going a little bit fast, but that's okay. I'm going to put the brakes on and release them again because I want you to hear another sound. That should be enough. Ready to hear it notch up again? Here we go. Better behave myself though, hadn't I? Don't want to go too fast. I'll end up having a meeting with the manager. So we've got 4 locomotives so far, and if I pick the right service, I'm not sure if I did, but if I pick the right service, we're going to see something we haven't had before in TSW3. I can see them coming. I can see a couple of pumpkins just come out from under the bridge. That's right, mid-train power. We finally have mid-train power. I think in celebration I need to notch up a little, don't you? How cool is it to finally have mid-train power? Actually, V for Viti. Let's see. Let's just have a look. It's not actually the one I want. I want the other one. Not that one. Let me find it off screen and I'll bring it in to you. But there is... Let me go back to the front of the train too. Let's just get it back up the front and I will find a tool and I will show it to you. Because I want to show you what the GPU's doing right now. And that might give you some confidence about consoles. With the trains this long, you may recall there's an issue that first started on Sherman Hill, I think, where if you're too far away from the back of the train and you try and get into the cab, well, good luck to you. But let me just find out what the GPU's doing. So my GPU is only running at 70 odd % and I'm streaming. So the streaming is using quite a bit of this. The background remover for my face is using quite a bit of this. I think you'll probably be pretty happy with where the game's gone, performance-wise. I know I am. Frame rate-wise, pretty solid. And I'm capped at 60, by the way. I've deliberately done that because I find if I run too fast, then it hinders the ability to stream. Is the signal red? No, it's fine. So my expectation is that consoles will actually do okay. I think we need some proper grunt now, don't we? We're allowed to do 55. Sorry about the abrupt change of camera angle there. New screens. These aren't lit up, by the way, these alerts. When they actually light up, you'll see them much brighter. And at night time you can turn your screens down too. think it's... So you can turn your screen's brightness down for nighttime. I think on this one it's more options. Yep, there we go. So when you're running at night and you don't want super bright screens, you can just crank them down a bit, which is quite nice. I find that's most necessary on Castle Würzburg, that you crank the screens down in there a bit when you're in the tunnels. Now the SD40 on this, to me, doesn't sound or behave differently to any other SD40s, so we may not do that one. Hello, did you turn into a girl while I was away? You were a boy before. Shall we get up and go and have a look at the locomotive? If you want to turn the alerter on, by the way, it's this switch called cap signals. Let's go look outside. Why not? Oh, that's right. You're not allowed to do it when you're going over 10 mile an hour, I think it is. You're just not allowed to. Feature. Can't get off either. Won't let you. It's very safety conscious, the new version. What about cool things? See? Cool things. Fans. What else can we turn on in here? We can turn on her fan. And we've got some light switches and stuff that work up here for her. Doesn't see it during the day, but at night time you can. Light on, light off. And we can stop the train, of course, if we want to. Let's go find out, you know, the burning question. Is there a toilet? No. But we can go out the front and we can watch. Who's going to do this? And how pretty does the Cajon scenery look? I used to live in Northern California and used to come down here quite a lot for the company I worked for, into the Central Valley and down around Los Angeles. They've nailed it. They've really nailed this. Someone's going to go, he's not even driving the train. Oh, you're right, I'm not. We got any other trains on the route near us? Really one in front of us. No, not for a while. So I'm spending a little bit of extra time on Cajon rather than the others because it really is new. Now when you come to going down the hill on Cajon Pass, my tutorials will go live as soon as I finish this stream and I make them all public. I really do recommend that you watch my tutorial because getting down the hill, down a 3% grade, with a train that heavy, 15,000 tons near enough, is hard. You're going to be sawtooth braking all the way down the hill. If it's snowing, good luck to you. Really? Good luck to you. When you reach the crest, it's very important to be doing no more than about 20 miles an hour. Because if you do more than that, you will not make it. You need to keep your speed below about 23 or you will run away. And this is extremely realistic. The brakes on these trains have been tested out by real American train drivers. They are the most accurate brakes yet. And they take a while to apply, and they take a while to release. And you should be gentle and wait, because they're cool. Distant blue mist again over there. Green signal. Hey, why don't we find out if American cars will stop for you? I haven't tried. Let's find out. Oh, I can't get down there. Well, I'll be able to get up here, though. There we go. Let's get this way. Yes. You gonna honk at me? Yep. Excellent. That makes my day. Mark asked, have I done snow going up the hill? Yes, I have. It's interesting. Very interesting. You gotta work at it. You really gotta work at it. Fortunately, the traction control in these locomotives is actually pretty good. So when you're getting the red lines down the side of the speed, if you've got the HUD turned on and they're solid, let it go. Keep powering. If they're jiggling, you need to throttle back. But if they're solid, the computer's taking care of it. Don't worry about it. And you'll notice with even all this power, we've actually got 8 locomotives on this train. On the 2% grade, I'm not accelerating. Maybe just the tiniest smidge, but not much that you'd actually notice. Ooh, we've got a yellow. Let's go and listen to it come past. So I'll come far enough away you can only hear the ambient. There you go, this will do. Now, one thing I will tell you about Cajon Pass that's not as perfect as it could be is the level crossings. There are quite a few of them that don't work. So just be aware of that. They unfortunately didn't quite make it. Now, all those people that are starting to get the game on their consoles and things, if you want to import your profile, do it the first time you start up. You can do it later. If you do it the first time you start up, it will bring over your liveries and scenarios. If you do it later, it will not, because it assumes that you might have created some since then, and it doesn't want to wipe them out. See, what do you think? Are you ready for some Würzburg? Because, to be honest with you, for about the next half an hour, it's just this, not Jade. Brrr. Or do you want to go the 12 miles? It'll take a little while, though. Würzburg from Florian. We'll let the whole train come past. Notice the wheels. Even with motion blur switched on, they're still pretty crisp. Now, on my stream on Sunday, which happens to be Father's Day in Australia, I intend to do full-length runs of all 3 routes. And then for the next 4 weeks, we'll be concentrating 1 route each week. Traction motors sound nice on those. We'll let the whole train come past and then I'll go to Würzburg. And I think we'll start in Kassel. Oh, I just thought of one noise we haven't heard. Got to go up the front. Because there's one thing you need to hear. Can I show how an old DLC loco looks in the new environment? They're pretty much the same as they always did. I told my kids they were getting me Lego. I bought the new lighthouse. Is this signal red? No, lucky. Throttle off for this one. Oops, not into dynamic brake. Just let him calm down and stop making so much noise. I'm just going to apply and release the brakes a few times. I'm just trying to run the main reservoir out of air so you can hear something. Must be nearly there. Notice how the brakes apply quite slowly? We're rolling down the hill quite quick. I thought I'd used enough air by now. You can actually piss your air away if you haven't noticed. Notice how the main reservoir wasn't keeping up? I was hoping to hear a compressor whoop, but looks like no. Let's try and go into emergency and force it. I'm just trying to force the compressor to come on. See, even in emergency with 15,000 tons, this is quite realistic. I'm impressed. I love the new brakes, but players are going to have a hard time adjusting to them, and I think they'll complain about them. Alright, let's release. Let's see if we hear it now. Looks like we're not going to hear it, which is making me sad. Because I've heard it so many times. The compressors on these go whoop, like they're meant to. But it looks like, for whatever reason, this one's not going to do it. Oh well. And independent, that won't slow you down much, Javari White. It really won't. Alright, Würzburg time. Würzburg. Ice 1. Würzburg. Choose a route. Castle Würzburg. Timetable. And I'm going to go back a month. I want the BR401. And I want to come back to August. And I want a nice early one. That one? Or that one? That one will do, I think. 613. Why not? Castle Umsatterfolder. Haven't done this one anyway. Not recently. You'd notice if I flicked back to Steam for a moment. It's a few hours in here. Just 1 or 2. Oh, bugger it. Come on, give me Train Sim World 3 back. Alright, we'll wait till you load the route. There we go. Okay, let's get going. Let's set up. And doors are on the right-hand side on this one. Now, while that's loading passengers, we need to go and turn on some stuff. SIFA, PZB, LZB, AFB, and we want VSOL Frigabe. And let's open some windows, because we want to hear the noise. Ooh, do I see a train out there? Why, I do. Let's go and visit the inside. So we've got our little engine room, which is quite passive at the moment. It gets very loud in here when you're powering, if you come in and have a look around. And guess where you can go? Hello, passengers who aren't here. It's very early in the morning. Quite nicely modelled, the ICE, I have to say. The ICE, I beg your pardon. The ICE. Let's go for a wander up the outside. There's a lady with pink hair. We've got the usual reflections. I've never liked that, but, you know, it's there. Wait till 6:15. Hey, that's now. Let's get in. Let's get in. Quick, quick, quick. Get in. Shut the door. Shut the door, grasshopper. You ready for the self-driving train? Let's lock the doors. And AFB to full bore. Let's get the brake key. I've got some good tutorials on this train. And let's just... wait a moment for it to build up. There we go. Oh, it's really good to hear, Florian. Here we go. Now, I can't stay out too long because I've got SIFA turned on. In fact, I'm going to need my box. If you haven't met Box before, meet Box. Yep, when you've got LZB and AFB turned on, your only job on the ICE is to press the SIFA button occasionally. Just turning it down a little locally because it is loud. It's a loud train. Get CIFA. If you're not running the HUD, you can see CIFA turn up there. You get a warning on that light. It can be a little hard to see that light in the bright daylight sometimes, but you get another one down on the dash down here, so I'll show you when it comes up next time. And I'm going to show you an important tip for this train, because you're going to need it if you're driving the CIFA. So if we let CIFA start to apply the brakes, acknowledge, got to press this button here to pump the brakes back up. And then throttle off and throttle back on again, and away you go. You don't actually have to stop if CIFA whacks you. All good. Ready for the first tunnel? I'm ready for the first tunnel. Headlights that work. If you drive this train without turning on LZB and AFB, you'll be limited to 160 kilometers an hour as the maximum speed. Hello, Hyperlord. Welcome. Second tunnel. We're not too far off the first bridge. I was so glad when they work out how to get rid of the flash at the start of the tunnel. Oh, remember I talked about turning down screens in tunnels? You kind of have to, because they get a little overbearing. First bridge. It's only a baby. Last weekend, I spent 16 hours in the ICE1 to make a tutorial for you. So I hope you liked it. Because 16 hours is a long time. Now on this route there's also an updated BR185. I do find it a little hard to find sometimes, and sometimes I end up in the old one, sometimes I end up in the new one. So that reminds me, that's one update I have to find out whether it's coming out on Tuesday or not. I won't tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil it. Alright, big bridge time. Let's go into the big bridge. This is the first of the big bridges, but even this one's only little. What do you think of the light? I really like the way it gets sort of foggy in the distance. Don't let your train get too far away, just saying. Thank you, Hyperlord. All my tutorials will go live when I finish this stream, so in about half an hour. Sorry it's not a very long stream today. I'd love to go longer, but I'm on duty on the real railway at 6 AM. And I need to get some sleep for that. Bigger bridge. They just get more and more impressive the further you go. Bigger and bigger. Eventually you get to the big arched bridges. Now you don't see an awful lot of traffic on Castle Würzburg. Not at this time of the morning. Later on in the day you'll see quite a lot. All of the freight runs at night time. And we're going to have a look at some night stuff, because here's a serious bridge. Another serious bridge, but it's really too short to get out it to see it. And the reason I spent so long in the ICE 1 was because I'd get my tutorial and I'd go back to Lucas and I'd go, how about this then? And he'd go, well, you got this bit wrong. Okay. Are we ready to see some night freight? It's either that or we take this all the way to Fulda. JXR SWAT writes, were you able to transfer your routes from TSW2 to TSW3 on a console and transfer your profile? Your routes will turn up on the 6th, so they'll all come. If you're on PlayStation, they'll come a few at a time over the coming weeks. If you're on Xbox, they'll all be available for download on the 6th. Sony have been a bit narky about it, apparently. But, you know, that's just Sony, it's just what they do. Now, all the older DLC for TSW3 are actually new DLC. So everything will come. If I flip back to... when CFA next fires, I'll flip back to Steam. Right. So if I flip out to Steam... Oops, scrolled too many times. And again. See how they're all just non-distinct? Because that's what I see them as in the preview version. At least I don't have to worry about leaking anything anymore by flipping out to another screen. Oh, good stuff, V for Vitty. Have a safe drive home, and I hope you enjoy getting into the game. Yes, time zones can be handy, Hyperlord. I actually thought I'd turned off that people could see what I was playing. Maybe I haven't. Oh well. $54 kilometres to Fulda, but I think we better go and have a look at some nighttime stuff. What do you think? Mind you, at 238 kilometres an hour, 53 kilometres doesn't last long. So you choose some nighttime freight, just to have a look at what night looks like, or do you want to continue on to Fulda ICE 1. Freight, says Hyperlord. Remember, the freight's in the dark. Alright, let's go look at the new 185. Now, to be sure I'm getting the new 185, I'm going to run a scenario rather than picking it from the timetable, because I might pick the wrong one. I don't want to pick the wrong one. So choose a route. Würzburg again. You notice it defaults to the one that you last played. Apart from that, it's the ones that you like the most, apparently. Something like that. Scenarios. So, next day delivery. There we go. Berg Sim to Würzburg. Let's go. Oh, this one's Lonely Road. This one's funny. This is one ICE 1 car. It's just the engine. It looks so wrong. Anyway, next day delivery. I have broken this scenario so many times over the last months. Welcome to Bergsin. We're currently on our way to Würzburg. We'll split the formation before going on to Munich. Okay, let's get some headlights on. That's on, that's on. We're all mostly ready to go, but I do want to LZB, PZB, CIFA. Now, it's a way to tell if you've got the wrong 185 when you choose one of these. If it doesn't have an LZB switch, it's the wrong one. Let's put some headlights on. Let's pop outside and make sure that worked when I get in the chair. Ah, lovely. Don't headlights that work look nice? I hear a train. Let's sit down here and watch it. There you go. You just saw an old train running in the new route. Scenarios still hold your hands a little bit too much. Let's bonk AFB up to maximum. Actually, I can't do that yet. I have to... I can't remember how to do this now. Is it that one? No. Not that one. Oh, actually, no. AFB's down here. It's not one that you turn on the screen. There's so many of them. There we go. Brakes are releasing. AFB to full power because are we in an LZB area? No, we're not yet. Oops. Alright, put it to full power then. Be nice. And let's go. Brakes releasing. And it'll take a little while to move this beast. It's big. But look at that nighttime. Look at the sky. How awesome's that? And Florian says, seeing these longer routes has me dreaming of an Australian route for TSW3. Blue Mountains line from Sydney to Lithgow would be perfect. I'd actually like the Blue Mountains too, to be honest. Even though I live in Melbourne, I'd go with that one because it's actually nice. And it's got the trains that go into the country and the trains that go to Melbourne and Adelaide and Perth. Oops. Notice the new helper? I'm allowed to release. That's cool, Hyperlord. You could ride TSW3 home. Oh, they fixed the Hamburg Sud containers. Yay! They were fuzzy before. Last time I saw them. Let's jump in the cab. And let's just turn off our cab light. Let's go back. Just that. That'll do. And I have got a bit too much power on because I'm slipping. So let's just come back a little and take that out. Yeah, there we go. Now let's turn these screens down because they're hideously bright for night time. No, one was enough. Come on. Push, push. There we go.
Sifa.
Sifa. Sifa is your friend. Obey the Sifa. If you find any locomotives where the screens are dark, they should all be fixed, I guess, but if you find any, it's because it's an old loco. I think they've all been done. I haven't found any for a couple of weeks, so hopefully. But look at that night sky. How good is that? How good is that? And we've got headlights that light up the ground. They still don't light up the ground a really long way away, but this is a pretty big step from headlights that didn't do anything when you're in the cab. So we've always had pretty decent headlights when you're outside. That's been pretty good forever. But in the cab's always been a bit dim. I think it's still a bit dim. I'd like more. But you know, I'm a greedy sook. When we get onto the LZB track and LZB takes over, it will be cool. And in fact, here we come. And there we go. We're now in LZB, so I will push my AFB up as high as it can go and let the computer drive the train. Notice down on the display there, we've got LZB is setting our speed at the moment to 80. We've got 7,000 metres, which is just the maximum that this train can display. So there's nothing actually changing in here. You notice on the HUD it says 99. And the cool thing about this is you can actually quite happily drive this route. I find it handy to have the signals, but even then it's not strictly necessary. It's useful. Because if you're coming up to a red signal, LZB will stop you. But if your train's really heavy or you've got traction problems, you really need to help it. LZB won't stop you on a platform though, so if you're running the ICE 1, it'll just go sailing on through. Now you don't have to acknowledge PZB when you're running in LZB. It's something I learnt. A little bit hard to see.
Sifa.
So I've got to admit, I quite enjoy the new 185. Like the sounds, like the handling. Love the night sky, in case you hadn't realised it. And headlights that work in tunnels.
Sifa.
And sparks. How's the tunnel headlights? Do you like this? I like this. This makes me very happy. Because for so many years I've always been going, the headlights just aren't really nice in tunnels. But now, love it. Very, very happy.
Sifa.
dark. Proper dark. That's the other thing about the new lighting. Dark is proper dark. Now this is about as fast as this freight train will be allowed to go.
C5. C5.
It was an ICE. It was going so fast I couldn't actually tell if it was an ICE 3 or an ICE 1. I think I saw a green stripe, so it might have been a 3. So what do you guys think of what you've seen so far? You happy?
C5. C5.
Now, I've got time to run one more train, and we had, I think it was Hyperlord, or was it V? Was it, who was it? V? Florian? It was V. Well, V's gone anyway, but V was asking if I could show an old loco on one of the new routes. They do work fine, and their headlights work fine, and their dash lights work fine, so it's all good. You don't have to worry about that. If you are doing off the rails
C5. C5.
and you're doing it on Cajon, pick locomotives from Sherman Hill, from Cajon, from Horseshoe Curve. So those ones will work properly on Cajon. If you pick ones from Sandpatch Grade or Cane Creek, their braking system is quite different, and they don't interoperate all that well with the new stuff.
C5. C5.
If you run the whole train from the other route, you'll be fine. But if you mix and match with locomotives and put your own train together. The other thing I'm really happy about, given I build scenarios, because I enjoy building scenarios and putting them out there for people to play, the new scenario editor, it's not like TS. You can't mess with the map, but the new layout, the new workflow of putting things into it is so much better. When you first see the lighting, I said earlier in the stream, I don't know how many of you were here then, but I did say that give the lighting a chance when you first start to play, because you will find during the day that it seems to be too bright, and in comparison with the way TSW3 was, it's a lot brighter. The lighting on these routes is something, I think Matt said it's something like 1,000 times brighter, so it's huge, so everything else has to be toned appropriately. So when you first get it, no consist editor yet. That would be lovely, Florian. No, the way I make my own trains is I'll put other trains nearby, and if it's a manually controlled yard like it is in Cajon, or in areas for Cajon anyway, you can go and mix and match and join stuff together. I kind of like doing that. It's kind of fun. I think we've seen all of the new trains. The ICA 3 has had some work as well. To me, it feels like it drives a bit differently. It definitely stops differently. It's got the new eddy braking system that arguably it should have had in the first place, but it now definitely has. So that's nice. Apart from that, I don't think it really feels different. It accelerates the same as it always did. The ICE 1's a little bit of a pig on the acceleration front. It's a bit of a slow burn of getting up to the full speed. So in our last 10 minutes or so, is there anything else that people would like to see? And then I'll go and make all my tutorials live. There are the the ASMR videos. I've done one for each of the new routes. Southeastern High Speed, Cajon, Castle Würzburg, and Spirit of Steam, just so you can hear what the ambient sound and what the sounds of the trains are like without anybody talking at you.
Sifa, Sifa.
Sparks.
Sifa, Sifa.
Oh, that's the front one. I want to see them. I want to get closer into this pantograph. That's what we could do for the last few minutes, I suppose. Let's pop out of here. Actually, let's look. The HUD guide's still here. Control guide's the same as it was before. Overview screen's the same. This is the new little mini-map thing they brought in, so it has the names on it. I really wish they'd put this on the main map. Schedule. It's more or less the same stuff as before, but it's the new design. And your log of what you're doing and what you're playing. And if we go back to main menu, something in the snow. Let's do something fast in the snow. Deal. Oh, just so I can show you. Creators Club and Scenario Planner. So there's one there. Where are some other ones that have actually got scenarios on them? Oh, actually, this is the other profile. Sorry, this is my new profile. Yeah, I was just going to show you I brought over all my scenarios, but this is my new profile, so it hasn't actually got my new scenarios in it. That's fine. Well, I didn't want to go in there. I didn't want to go in there. I want to go in here because we want to look at some stuff on the snow. So let's do a Würzburg. Let's start at Fulda, or maybe start at Würzburg, one or the other. But we'll grab the 401 because it's nice in the snow. And let's go. That's Würzburg to Kassel. So let's start in Würzburg because we haven't been down there yet. But let's go back to June and let's go to actually, if I just choose rain, shower and snow, it'll be snow anyway, I think. Maybe not June. May? Oh, it's summer for you guys, isn't it? I'm a twit. December. There we go. Now we should have a snowstorm. That's what we want. You know, I was thinking of Australian months going June. Why isn't it snowing? But, you know, it's the Northern Hemisphere. It's December. I'm glad you like what you're looking at, Hyperlord. It's really cool. I do genuinely like it. I mean, it's got some bits and pieces that I don't like, but, you know, what game doesn't? But I do genuinely like the game. I enjoy playing it. So, let's just get this thing set up. And get the doors open. Left-hand side here. Let's turn on the master switch. And let's get our wipers on. Let's turn our displays down, and then let's go and turn on our safety systems, and then we'll go outside and look at the snow. I'd go look at him, but he's going too slow. We want to get some speed up to see the snow effects properly. Alright, let's go and turn on our safety systems. CIFA. PZB. You could do it at PZB if you really wanted to. Right. Let's just leave that loading passengers. We can, actually let's jump on the 8 key. Now the snow builds up, so the rails do almost disappear, and in places, particularly the shunting scenarios, I have seen the rails disappear, which is kind of cool. So remember when I said about the route being a bit quiet? Got to pick the right time of day. Now when you get above about, I think it's a 20 odd, 30 kilometres an hour, something like that, you see this snow effect start to happen where it kick up snow, which is kind of cool. You do notice that when it's snowing heavily, there is a little bit of a frame rate hit. As you'll notice, I've come down to about 30. It's also because it's incredibly busy here in Würzburg. Wait till 8:28, 30 seconds to go. We've got the signal. We've got a green up there. We may as well start getting ready. Let's put our AFB all the way up, because I think we're already in an LZB area, although it's very hard to tell, but I think we are. Just turn on the brake key. Our brakes won't release until I shut the doors, which I'm going to do now because it's almost time to go. Brakes released. Do that thing that German trains don't do. Ooh, 70. How about you just sit still, train? There we go. You can turn the other wiper on if you want to, but you don't have to. Mark would like to see something done. So you just saw the new PZB helper there, which is kind of handy. Mark would like to see something done with the white squares you were presented with when you picked the route. Title at the top and an icon in the corner doesn't work. Yeah, I think there's some more tweaks needed to the new UI. I like it. It's a lot better than what we had. So you can see we're already starting to kick up some snow now. Oops. You have to be a little bit careful because LZB hasn't actually kicked in yet, I don't think. They still haven't fixed the thing where your outside cameras get hit by poles, so I really wish they'd do that. So as we pick up speed, you'll get more and more. I do find the wheels sort of are a little prominent in the kick up, more than I'd like. Are we running LZB yet? Yes, we are. The U light is on, so all good. You do get quite a bit more arcing in the snow. Hello, people in the train, covered in snow. You'll find yourself turning your wipers on and off a lot on Castle Würzburg. There's some cute little houses down here. Yeah, no, you're not in America. You can see the kick-up effect fairly well there. The kick-up effect, I'd love to see it last a bit longer. So more behind the train, but I understand why they've done it the way they have. It's to make sure that people on the older consoles don't suffer too much and the lower-end PCs don't suffer too much, because the snow's not too bad on the frame rate. But I think if you made it bigger, you'd probably run into challenges. Especially if you've got 3 or 4 trains in the same place at the same time. Sifa. Do you do that? Does anyone else do that? That, you know, when you press the button before it says Sifa, you go Sifa. And this one always, to me, it sounds like it's going Vifa. But, you know, it's not a soccer fan. Let's try and get out ahead of it. Long bridges. Looks pretty nice in the snow. We won't go with our train. We can't go down there. That's sad. I want to go down there and look at those trains, but you're not allowed to. The tunnel signs are collectible, by the way, which are now called route tasks. They're not called collectibles anymore. Anyway, I'm going to, I think, run away shortly so that I can go and get some sleep and actually have an appropriate amount of sleep for running a shift tomorrow, because it's a good idea to be awake when you're running railway equipment. Much as I'd love to stay and play, do kind of need to go. But I do like the ICE. It's an excellent question, Florian. Given you live near there, I'm tipping it could be. Wouldn't it be cool if they got linked up one day? How amazing would that be? One day, in a perfect world, when the routes all link up, and nearly all of Germany's and nearly all of the UK are covered, how cool would that be? That you could move from one route to another one, that you could stop your train somewhere and go and get on a train on another route without having to leave the game. That would be cool. One day. So you can see as you build up more speed, you do kick up a lot more snow. The other thing that's a bit weird about the snow kick up is you notice it gets dark where it's kicked up the snow at the end there. I'm not sure if that's a shadow that the snow's casting or if it's not deliberate. Oh, the other thing that's not blue anymore that I don't think anyone noticed on the streams, the LZB wire used to be blue for no really apparent reason, and now it's not. Quite weird. So just watch at the end of the train when it passes. No, it doesn't do it here. Must only do it when you're near a tunnel. Let's watch them go. It gets really impressive when you're down this low and another train comes the other way in the snow. see there's some arcing on the wheels down there. It's quite cool. So when you're up close to the front, it doesn't look quite as nice. But down the back, it's really good. But if you look at it from the right angles, it's kind of nice everywhere. Cool. Well, there we go. We've seen some snow. You do get snow in Cajon Pass as well. The only thing I don't like about the snow in Cajon Pass is that it snows in San Bernardino, and that would just not ever happen. Snow in the mountains, yes, that does happen, but not snow down in San Bernardino. It's dry and hot in San Bernardino. In winter it's dry and hot. It's always dry and hot. So, just pretend it's a freak snowstorm. Alrighty, well, that brings me to all end to all the things that I wanted to show you as a first cut. I will be back on Sunday, and I will do full runs on Sunday at one train from each of the routes. We'll do a full length run. So hopefully you can join me for that. In the meantime, if you're lucky enough to be on console and you've got it to play now, I hope you're finding it enjoyable and interesting. If you have any questions, just comment on one of the videos or the Dovetail forums, either's fine. And I'll see what I can do to help you out. If you find any bugs, make sure they get reported in via the help desk ticketing system or via the forum. Either works fine. And, you know, I'm sure you will. I know of a few that are still around here and there. They're not all been squashed. But I won't spoil your fun. There's nothing. I haven't really found anything really, really awful. It does still die on exit sometimes. Oh yeah. Windmills. Windmills, windmills, windmills. They make noise. I'd love to know how well it runs on the PS4, Florian. Because it's something that people are going to ask me over the coming days, whether they decide to buy it or not. So let me know how well it goes, because I'm curious. So hopefully it's nice. Hopefully it's not a slideshow. That looks like a yellow signal, doesn't it? Oh no, it's a white one. It's alright. Okay, this is probably as good a place as any to leave it. If you've got it already, I hope you're enjoying it. If you're on PC, Steam gets it in about 6 hours, a bit under 6 hours from now, for the early access people. I'm not sure when Epic gets it. Xbox, I think you should already have it. So, yeah. Have fun. Let me know what you think. Genuinely curious. If you do find anything that you think needs to be escalated urgently, feel free to tag me in a video comment on it. So do a bit of a video of it, pop it up on YouTube and tag me, and I'll take it in through the Ambassadors channel and show them. Cool. Oh well, thanks very much for watching, folks. I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to go and make all my tutorials public now. There's rather a lot, so I hope you find them helpful as well. And we shall see you, I hope, on Sunday morning. If you're not subscribed, please chuck me a subscribe if you don't mind, and we'll see you in the future. Have fun, folks. Bye now. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments, because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.